welcome to Whose Fucking Idea Was This? Where we talk about films that people tried to make but are really fucking shit. This series is about Jean-Claude Van Damme. Today we're going to be talking about Timecop, 1994. What did you think what direction it was going to go in?
There would be more time travel in Timecop. They'll actually travel through time. They'll probably use the concept of time travel quite a lot.
Yeah, talk
because
about
it's called Timecop.
It's in its fucking time.
What a fucking idiot I was.
The transition for time travel is actually alright. Like, I thought it was actually, I'm saying for that time, I think that's actually decent. It's a wee bit like Terminator when he goes silver. So when they do time travel in this, they're in a car.
Aye, that's what I was trying to get. He's in a car, and then when he gets to the point in time he's about to get to, he's just fucking casually strolling towards whoever.
There's no car.
And it's just like, right, so like, what?
He's probably not wearing what he was wearing to get in as well. Like I think when they go in the car, when they come out of the time travel, they're not wearing what they were wearing.
And they have a time suit, and he's just cutting about with a body warmer on. Like, hey, what's happening?
This is the future. Also, it's only set 10 years in the future, so like, how fast do they think we're gonna? Do you know what I mean, like, can you just go say it's 1994, it comes out, and they go, right, okay, this is set in 2004, right? Why don't we just say, we'll go 30, 40, 50 years? Like, who fucking cares? Just no, do 10 years. What do you mean 10 years? Like, we didn't even, like I was saying, didn't even fit iPods. Fucking 3 years later, they have the biggest fucking iPod.
I always like microwaves technology, like made it into the fucking military in like the 50s or 60s.
You can't even do the CGI for this film. They're thinking in 10 years. Do you know what I mean?
And it's just like, yeah, but you know, if time travel was shown to anybody, that would be fucking out there commercially. Not commercially, but there would be a whole agency, decade tops.
Yeah, exactly. It starts off a guy asking. So he's back in like Western. There's no West.
I think it's just meant to say, like, you know, Civil War-ish times.
It's happening.
The Confederacy was still strong.
I think obviously they didn't have the budget, so like, why don't we keep it to a really skinny road in the middle of a forest, so we don't have to show a massive. Anywhere. Yeah, we don't have to show armies basically. And there's like 4 or 5 guys like traveling on horses. And I think, do they have a car? I think they have a car.
They have some, because it's meant
carrying
like
gold.
That they might be carrying gold to like take it to Fort fucking Knox or whatever. And then like some
guy's standing in the middle of the forest.
He knows it's going to be there.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, exactly. Like, that's a good point.
We went down this track road, and you know how bureaucratic we are with our dirt roads.
Tim, we know that they travelled down this road in was it in 1826 with this gold. So we don't know at this point, but the guy has been sent back by the main bad guy. But at this point, we don't know it. He goes and he turns up and says, I don't even know what he says, but he says he obviously wants the gold.
Yeah, I think he's like, he makes some kind of like things like, howdy partner, and then the guys are like, what the fuck is this guy doing in the middle of the road?
Yeah, you want to come like,
he's like missing a tooth, obviously, because he's a bad person.
Yeah.
Bad person.
Do you know still the bad guys had mullets?
No, that's what it was. You have mullets. You have mullets and hoop earrings, and you just kind of
long leather jackets.
Long leather jackets, and you look like you would not about a place in a lineup a sex crime. Like, that's the go-to.
So that's the thing, is he shoots like sporadically, like, so he gets 2 guns out, and it's like, what, just miniguns?
Two like MP5s with fucking laser sights.
With a trench coat, because everyone's got a trench coat.
Yeah.
And he just like he like pivot, and just shoots and sprays, and all the horses are fine. But he hits all the guys.
Hip files with fucking laser sights, as if like, you know, I think a 9mm pistol would be enough to be like, I have the fucking up on these guys.
Just one gun
with
the
muskets or whatever. And then does that, sprays them all. Really, horses are still intact. He's all happy with that.
And it doesn't actually show him getting the gold. It just cuts on it, like to the board scene, as you're going to say. Sorry.
So you get to the board scene, the committee meeting to fund time travel. So somebody,
the guy just struts in, doesn't he?
Like, he's like, I have an idea that you may be interested in.
Yeah, men, you have to listen.
Listen to me. No women are here, so that's how serious this is. And it's just like 8 people at a fucking desk.
Yeah, I know. What were they doing before he came in?
Well, one of them's the bad guy, isn't it? The senator.
So he is.
But like, the one thing that just fucking kept pissing me off was one fucking senator just kept on making Star Trek jokes over the concept of time travel, and I'm like, mate, you are.
Oh yeah, when he tries to tell him it's real.
Aye, and he's like, her.
Beam me up, Scotty.
Aye, that's it.
Did you actually say that?
Aye, does say like beam me up. But I liked how when they start getting kind of semi-serious about it, the pitch to the senator would be, imagine if Saddam got the nuclear bomb.
Yeah, I know, exactly. Yeah, he goes, imagine someone took Hitler's place or Hitler survived. Do you know what I mean? Like,
imagine if someone took our beautiful dream of capitalism and twisted it somehow into their own means.
See, when the guy wants the money for the time division squad, when he wants to set it up, he decides he's going to get the head of the city police to run it. Why would the head of the city police be? Who would think that's the most qualified person? Would be like it's like saying the mayor, like the mayor. He'll be qualified to do all this fucking physics. Like
we need a guy that's been in traditional law enforcement.
Surely you get like FBI or like special ops or like someone that was in the military.
Somebody that has an idea of history rather than just some guy that's been dealing with fucking scumbags his whole life.
Drug dealers basically.
And it's just like
organising shifts for the police. Like
it's even at that you're just thinking the time agency had to be in America.
Yeah,
this wasn't an international
film. I know what you mean. Exactly.
So they're in some fucking mall, and then like they're doing a wee cute coy thing, going like, what are you doing? And then she's like, I'm waiting on my husband, and he's just like, oh, sweet, and then fucking turns around. They go start.
Oh my god, is it him? Is he the husband?
Are you a husband, or are you just kidnapping this lady?
I know. Then all this could be like, this is creepy.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean? Just going up behind, whispering people's ears.
But that's back then in the 90s, man. You could get away with just being really
creepy. Because it's hacked.
Yeah. Aye, like it's like, he's beating that woman. No, he's not. He's showing her how strong.
He's affirmative.
He's taking charge. But she's obviously at a fucking shop that is selling nothing but clocks. Looking at them. Jean-Claude Van Damme's first fucking line is, there's never enough time. And he whispers that behind
you say it like he says it. There is never enough time.
There's never enough time. Fucking
brilliant, John. Brilliant.
Amazing.
One take.
So some fucking guy who is gonna steal an old lady's purse, but he's like, the best way to do this is, rollerblades. So he's got fucking rollerblades. His
kids are cool.
It's cool to roll, but so he gets this woman's purse. Anybody could have grabbed him. Anyone could have stopped him. Yeah. But Jean-Claude Van Damme has to fucking do his mad flexibility kick, and it doesn't even hit him. He just stops.
So he does. He puts it in the shoe. Like, make sure Jean-Claude Van Damme's shoe is really clean. this bit, and he's like just at the guy's face, just sitting there for hours. Yeah. I can hold this all day.
Just like be impressed by my flexibility and leg strength, and then he's just like, give that purse back right now. And then the guy just could go,
give the purse back, please.
Give the purse back. I don't know much English now. And he just fucking does it, and then everyone's just kind of like, wow, what a great guy. And then the guy and the thief, the guy who did commit a crime, is just like, basically,
it's changed my ways. Your foot was right. There's a sex scene 11 minutes in.
Oh yeah.
And it goes on for like fucking nearly 3 minutes.
3 minutes because Jean-Claude Van Damme can fucking do anything, right? What is it?
We've just met this woman. We've just met Jean-Claude Van Damme in the film. We have no idea what the roles are in this film yet.
But we're getting shots.
They start shagging. Exactly.
And bicep poses with Jean-Claude Van Damme.
I'm pretty sure I read that there's 2 cuts of this film. One with her tits and one without her tits. So it can make different ratings. For DVD releases and shit.
Okay. So the DVD. Full candle, muted jazz sex scene. That's how you explain that one. You don't hear them fucking, you just hear jazz music. And then it's just followed by the obvious build up of his fucking wife working up the courage to say that she's pregnant. So
Did you get that from the start?
It's just a normal thing that always happens.
I think so, because I didn't get. I was just like, what? Obviously, she wants to tell him something, but it wasn't pure obvious. Like, it wasn't doing the whole thing where she touches her belly or.
That's true.
She wasn't
true. Pregnant enough then.
Yeah, no, true. So his wife gets. Spoiler alert. If anyone that wants to watch it.
Anyone who's
why are you here
after 30 years nearly hasn't managed to catch Timecop.
They knew it existed and was meaning to watch it at some point.
I didn't have the time.
His wife gets murdered, but was it 4 guys just turn up to his door?
4 guys.
In the middle of the night.
He hears something downstairs. So naturally,
and the biggest what is it? He's a security guard, isn't he?
He's meant to
and he's got a fucking 5-bedroom house.
I think he's meant to be some kind of policeman, but it's just
he was a policeman, but I think he was quite low, which again makes no sense to what happens later.
He's got the wee policeman jacket on and a shirt and tie. He's not like
he looks like he's going to work a shift as he watches a car park.
He's walking the beat.
Yeah. Doesn't even look like that though.
But he's in this fucking ridiculously huge house, like easily fucking like some like 6 bedroom, with 2 living rooms and all that. Like classic American 90s house.
It looks like the house they use for like horrors of films. Like I think it looks like Mrs. Doubtfire's house.
Yeah,
have you ever seen Charmed? It looked like Charmed's house.
Oh, like Charmed.
Like as if like this is the house, we can only use this house, and people, no one's went, but would he be able to afford that on the wage?
So he goes downstairs to see who it is, and then he goes to open the door. Gets the fucking shit beaten out of him. The fucking,
right away.
The boy George, fucking like bad guy henchman, fucking like grabs his wife and takes her upstairs, and you're like, oh no.
She somehow manages to break away from that guy so many times, so the camera, so Jean-Claude Van Damme gets taken outside to get the shit kicked out of him because he opens the door, right? But she's in the house. And they're like, right, okay, we need to show. Instead of just cutting to a scene where it's her in the house with the guy, they're like, no, wait, as if they've only got one camera. It's like, right, we're filming Jean-Claude Van Damme right now, get his shit kicked out here. We need to show the wife. How do we show wife? Why doesn't she like break, and she might break from the guy's hold and gets to the window? She gets to the window 4 or 5 times. She gets away, she gets dragged away, then she goes to the window, she goes away, and at one point, when Jean-Claude Van Damme gets nearly like knocked the fuck out, and he's kind of like, like blood dripping from his face, but he can still make out what's happening, and of course it's raining, and it's all muddy. He looks up, she breaks away for 4 guys, 4 fully grown guys, just to get in time to get to the window to go, Max, in a night dress.
And so then fucking the whole house blows up, just totally explodes, because like they shoot fucking his character about 4 times in the chest.
Do they?
Point blank, after they beat him up. Yeah, and then it's like, he had a vest on the whole time. And it's just like, mate,
thank God he went for the chest.
If you got shot in the chest, like about from 3 feet away, you'd be sitting with like broken ribs and everything. You'd just be crumpled, and then
you wouldn't be able to breathe.
You wouldn't be getting back up to watch your wife at a window.
You really. Send help from me.
So house fucking blows up.
Instantly.
Instantly, like whole house gone. 15 minutes into the film.
Yeah. But also, like, I'm pretty sure it blows up. She goes to the window, screams, then she gets dragged back and it blows up. So it's like, even if I don't know how efficient this time travel is, and then they had to obviously escape back through time. Like, it's seconds. It's literally a second and the place blows up. So like, have they already somebody put a charge down somewhere already around the house? Because it blows up, the whole house blows up, so it's like multiple explosives, surely. Do you know what I mean? Who did it? At what time? What time did they have to do it? Do you know what I mean? And then how much time did they have to get away? Because it happens like they grab her and then it just blows up within a second.
It's all sudden, but we're clearly not smart enough in order to understand. So that's all happened, and then we get the pan 10 years later.
Is that and then he's in the the darkest underground. I don't even know where the office. I don't know why it has to be so like concrete and underground.
Because it's a secret.
Because so they did I think maybe it's in an airbase or something, but it's fucking. You can barely see anything when they're in the fucking place. But what was it? Then when it goes to
Jean-Claude Van Damme, just fucking number crunching, just sitting at a desk.
Yeah, exactly.
Going through spreadsheets.
9/11 done. Trying to think of other events.
I put it in the Excel sheet. You can see it there. There's no longer any steel beams in those towers.
Other cops going, that's a guy stabbed 9/11.
So guy, Clue from the future, whatever this guy's partner. He starts doing his insider trading, insider time trading. So he starts like investing in companies that are going to be big in the 90s. Like that wouldn't have an impact on how big those companies became.
I know.
So it's just like he starts doing that. That's how easy it is, and then he has to be a dick from the fucking future. So he has to he turns off the 30s or late 20s music, and then puts on his Walkman with fucking like guitar, like electric guitar music, just to be more of a dick. Like, all he needs is an Apple, and then that would be him.
Just to show that he's brought stuff from the future back to the past.
And he's obnoxious.
I can do what I want. He goes up in the lift and he jokes to the lift guy, I don't know what they call him. And he jokes about the suicides outside. He was like, "That's the fourth one this week. Like, it's like they're going down more than they're going up because he's on an elephant." And the guy's like, "Good one." And it's like you're not traumatized. You've just seen someone kill themselves right outside your fucking hotel.
He's gonna put you out of business.
That's what it was. It's like a man has just died. The people should be like pure mourning.
I know. So comes in, and then what is it the guy does? He's like, "Oh, hey partner, like, what's up?" And then
how's it been?
How's it going? And so it's totally normal for him to be sitting in the 30s.
Yeah, and clearly trying to get to his gun. As he goes around the desk, like, "Hey, just stay there."
He pushes security, and then first fight scene.
Wait, he presses a button for security. How would they have a button for security back then?
I don't fucking know.
Like, it's a pure wooden desk and that, but then I guess they had an elevator. I don't know. Anyway.
He does that, and then security.
It's a bit of string.
It
rings a bell.
He's got that cup attached, like a string to the secretary's desk.
The other guy's not holding the cup up to his ear at that moment in time. Nah.
John gets fucking into a fist fight with security. Obviously, we have to get the first scene where instead of ducking, any fucking martial artist would, he does the splits to dodge it, then comes back up, then starts punching him.
Yeah.
And so we get through that whole scene, and then the guy pulls out some futuristic shotgun, which, like, John jumps behind a desk. It's like, okay, let's be honest, it's like fucking MDF, and the gun can't get through it.
He literally nearly at every moment refuses to use his hands
in that fight. He can't use his hands on people. He has to use his powerful fucking legs. It would break the neck of anybody that was not initiated in any kind of fighting style.
Anyone that does neck days. He does the splits to avoid a lamp. In that fight, someone throws a lamp at him and he does the splits and it goes over his head. Instead of just ducking. He fights with two sticks in the scene and it cuts so fast that it ends up out of sync. I think that with the sound editing, because obviously they've tried to add in sound when he's using the sticks, and it's like when it's just like one stroke. Got me. And the receptionist comes in when the guns have already been like shot, so she can do the typical reception. Like I'm shocked. My dress is going up as well at the same time. And even though there's already been gunfire, do you know what I mean? Like
like she couldn't hear.
Exactly.
From one fucking wall over, and then he just goes like, I can't tell you. If I told you, then I'd be dead already. And he goes, let's find out or whatever, and they just like jumps out the window with him.
Right.
And then the guy's like, and they're zooming towards like a crowd of people. Yeah. And fucking John's just like, right, time to fucking activate
Timecop.
Time to time.
It just like transforms.
It's time to Timecop. And then like...
Timecop activate.
So even though they're hurtling straight down towards the ground, they go back to present day, which is what, 2004. That's when I met.
Yeah, that's when time travel was invented.
Aye, of course it was. And then manages to get his man. Takes him.
Well, a love story like carrying him out. I wanna know and love it. That's the end of the movie. He gets his
the
man.
End. 20 minutes.
They're in love.
But the guy jumps out of the window.
He jumps in, but with absolutely no hesitation. Jean-Claude Van Damme's already running. He's already running with him before, like, you think the guy would get at least like 4 or 5 steps of jumping out the window before, or like to the window, and then he go, oh shit, and he goes to he runs with him as if like, right, both of you go. I mean, the directors clearly went, both of you just run at the same time. Like, makes no sense. And then this is the thing that again makes no sense. They travel through time. Fucking there's a fucking Irish policeman again.
Lord.
Bless myself now.
Bless me, Mary and Joseph.
Because 2 people just disappear above him. they travel through time head first, right? Traveling at probably like what 60 mile an hour or something like that, and then they're suddenly in, but the 60 mile an hour goes nowhere. They're just walking into a fucking trial.
It's like the same logic as like, you know, if an elevator's falling, if I just jump up in the air before it hits the ground, I'll be alright.
That's time travel.
That's time gravity. So we get there. The guy's just like, nah, I'm not fucking testifying. I'm not letting my family get rubbed out. So then the trial ends, and they're just like, oh right, well that's him. He's guilty. So you think, right, so if he's guilty and he's going to go to jail, he's going to get, you know, the death sentence. No, they literally return him back to fucking free fall halfway down one of the tallest buildings to fucking die.
Suicide. Exactly.
Like, what a brutal fucking thing to do.
And then also, like, when he hits that car, he might have stuff on him. Like he had that tape.
Walkman.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so like it's so careless from
careless. That's why you don't trust America at the time.
Time division.
So what was it? Oh yeah, but then like there's that stupid scene where like the bad guy, well the guy we know to be the bad guy now, walks in, and then
he's part of the helping fund the division or whatever, or the budget.
He's one of the guys in the committee. Send him home. And comes out, and then John fucking knows it's him. His little buddy told him, and they just keep on having this mad good guy bad guy tension.
Yeah, and it's like so obvious from the start. It's like why would you have that tension?
Aye.
From like why would the bad guy have that tension? He doesn't know that Jean-Claude Van Damme knows that he knows.
You don't know that I know that you know, and then he just says like, and he keeps on having digs at him.
Yeah.
It's like he doesn't know, mate. You can just keep yourself like. You can build up a case here.
Yeah.
You can be an undercover cop.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking that too.
No. I need to be a dick because I am a dick.
Be nice to him. Get close to him or something, like to figure out what the plan is.
And then, like, what was it? Then the bad guy just openly suggests to everyone, maybe we should get rid of time travel because it's too expensive. It's too expensive to police it. We have to be less responsible and save more money. That's the way. And then it cuts to the senator to like, you know, solidify how much a bad guy he is. So his like little assistant, like who's obviously his mad beta male pal, is just like saying to him, you don't have enough money to like fund your campaign.
In the car,
advising him, doing his fucking job, and then the senator just like pushes his head into the window, and
it's not even a window. It's like a cushion.
And the upholstery of the car, and then it like cuts back to him, and he's like bleeding heavily, and it's like the senator guy is like just some fucking middle-aged man. Like, he's not. It's so fucking stupid.
I paused it as well. The guy's holding his nose before he hits his face off the car door. Before he like starts bleeding. But I actually thought that McComb was like the actor, and the bad guy was actually good. Like in a serious way. I thought he was actually.
It was good.
Like, why is this guy not being bad guys and all that? Like, he would easily fit in as a good diehard bad guy.
Yeah, but
I thought he was decent.
No one's gonna
carrying a shit film essentially.
No one's gonna beat Thingme. What's his name?
Alan Rickman.
German.
But I thought, this guy's like a believable bad guy. What did you think about the cars?
Oh my god, mate! Like, what the fuck is going?
You can clearly see it's just like a cardboard box of a futuristic car put on top of a normal car. Because you can see it shaking. Because it's like if you put a box over a dog, or like a turtle or something, but you see, and obviously you can see the legs coming out, and you see the box shaking. You can see the car shaking off the inside of the real car that's underneath it.
The thing that annoyed me even more was the fact that the cars didn't reflect everything else in the world. It's
that's
the cars
so true.
were the only thing that had like improved.
It changed.
Over time.
That is.
There you go. You just got this big fucking like car that looks like some 10-year-old fucking drew it, and then you've just got the White House next to it, completely the exact same.
It looks like Danger Mouse's car.
Danger Mouse's car in the future. Just kind of like highlights that thing, like even Back to the Future. What was it? By the year 2019, where I might have fucking hoverboards and self-drying jackets and self-tying Nike shoes.
Why would you not just put it like a full century ahead? Like any film that wants to do anything that's in the future, put it a full century ahead, and then you don't need to think about how ridiculous it is later on when you're watching it.
So it cuts to him going back to his like apartment, like Jean-Claude Van Damme's character, Max Payne, whatever his name is.
I'm in pain because my wife's dead.
I'm in pain because I can't speak their language. He's sitting asleep in his fucking flat.
Yeah, in the scud.
In the scud.
On his couch,
completely vulnerable with his eyes fucking like closed.
Yeah.
And then the bad guy, obviously, like, you know, could have shot him from a distance. Boy George is just fucking waiting there. And he's like, you know what, I'm going to be a fucking prick and I'm going to, like, get point blank to this fucking guy. And then I'm going to shoot him in the face with a taser. And then Jean-Claude Van Damme just fucking dodges it. Asleep.
Yeah.
So he knocks
his internal instincts kick in.
Exactly. His muscle memory from the times that he's nearly been, you know, taken advantage
90s man muscle memory.
So he instantly knocks out this guy. So then he starts confronting some other like shouty guy that's just got 2 fucking knives. Like that's what he's brought. One guy brought a taser, the other guy brought 2 fucking
really
daggers.
short knives.
And then obviously because this guy's formidable, he has to be Asian because it's a 90s film. It can't be a very.
It can't be good with knives unless he's Asian.
There's an ethnicity. There's an ethnicity requirement to everything here.
Can't be a white man with a knife.
yeah, exactly. That's ridiculous. Only Jean-Claude Van Damme can pull that off.
You know what? At one point, Jean-Claude Van Damme gets a knife, and he fights the guy that has the knife as well. Because I think he eventually knocks. He gets cut in the thigh, a really weak ketchup cut in his thigh. So he does, even though it's an extremely sharp knife, it's went side on as well. So I don't know how it's not pure slit his thigh open.
Like you know, hit an artery.
Yeah, exactly. And then Jean-Claude Van Damme gets the knife, but obviously he's either not trained. They've either not given him any training, no weapon training, or he's just went, nah, fuck, I'm not doing that, but I'll just say I've done it. And he, at one point, just starts trying to do it with the knife. And the bad guy obviously has been trained because he's like probably a stunt guy. And Jean-Claude Van Damme just holds his knife in front of him, like static, and the guy's just hitting Jean-Claude Van Damme's knife as if he's blocking it, but he's not blocking anything. He's just holding it, and the guy's aiming for his knife to make it look good.
Exercise, so the guy's just holding out. They're holding knives. They're holding, and then the guy's like unaware that he has another knife in his hand.
Yeah. So they clash knives in the middle, and then just like push against it like that, like as if it's lightsabers, but they're 3-inch knives. It's dramatic as fuck.
The guy actually does alright against Jean-Claude Van Damme.
He gets it.
He kicks him over. A blow. So we get to the point where it's like, right, we've had enough of this fucking, you know, this Chinese guy that's clearly beating Jean-Claude Van Damme. That's enough.
He's had his minute of fame. He's not learned any lines.
He's screamed and shouted enough. Has a minute of fame. Asian minute of fame. Fucking
Asian fame.
Asian fame. Aim. And then he just uses a fucking towel to disarm him. Like, this guy has 2 knives, and then the answer was in front of him all along. A fucking dish towel. That's what it took.
The Asian man, the Asian man.
Asian man.
Secret.
Asian man.
He fights well.
The Asian man fought well.
That's what the China cut of this film was. He leathers him out of the fucking couch.
They're the best.
China is amazing. China defeated Belgium.
Support the people to the Republic of China.
So you knock Jean-Claude Van Damme out of the couch, and then the fight still goes on because the other guy gets involved now. Because what was the other guy doing the whole time?
The other guy was too busy being unconscious for a little bit, and then after he disarms the fucking Asian guy, then he has to. I think he's like on the floor for whatever reason. Yeah. So the guy with the taser just insists like on
face
aiming.
Down.
He's face down on the floor and
there's somehow a water cooler. Sorry, I need to say this. He's got a water cooler in his apartment. Like it's not a fucking office. Why has he got a full fucking water cooler in his apartment?
Yeah, I never got that. but then
so they can have that scene. Someone wrote that scene before they wrote the movie.
This guy clearly lives in an apartment with no water, no running water, so he needs a water cooler.
In the future.
In the 2000s. 2004. This is what the world will look like. So it does that. He's sitting in a fucking puddle of water, face down, and then this guy who's just got up from being knocked out by dazed as fuck, and has to point the taser right at his face.
Needs to charge as well.
It's not an instant shot. And why the fuck did no one bring a gun? And like, so he's down in a puddle of water. Obviously, in that time with a guy pulling a fucking trigger, he manages to burpee up, jump and do the splits on a fucking between two kitchen counters without his balls fucking dangling anywhere.
He's only wearing boxers.
He's only got boxers on at this point, so it's fucking.
And turns back like.
And I managed to
get a formal.
he gets his face in the shot. So then this fucking guy is not realising that he's standing himself in a puddle of water.
What?
Shoots the puddle of water with a taser.
What a twist.
And electrocutes himself. Fuck's sake.
But how does when you say that, it doesn't show you that like Jean-Claude Van Damme does like a burpee. It just shows him doing like a push up. So he managed his face down doing a push up, and he managed to like throw himself from a push up position 10 feet in the air to get the splits to get onto that counter. So it looks like he's just like pure pushed his whole body up with just his arms to 10 feet there.
His push up gives him a 5 foot vertical leap.
Yeah, exactly.
That is what
Like, you know, the people do in the gym, they do the standing jumps. It's like that, but with his arms.
He just does it with bodies horizontal. He's beat these guys up, and then some woman. I think he gets a rookie that's the classic, super duper qualified, zero experience.
It doesn't shut up.
And just keeps on talking about how fucking
experience.
qualified. But a lack of experience, but all qualifications. That make
I read this in my notes.
I read a book about time jumping once.
Yeah, and then so Jean-Claude Van Damme can go, but you need experience.
Yeah.
You haven't seen the shit I've seen.
You haven't seen the...
I don't need a partner.
You haven't seen the amount of flexible kicks I can do in the field.
I also, like, at any point does he say, like, 2 guys just try to kill me in my apartment? Does he actually say that?
I think that's how he gets introduced to her. Like, she comes up and then she's just like, I've just shown up and you've beat everyone up, and then the actual police are like,
fuck, I forgot. Before she given the rookie, she comes up to his apartment. Why do they turn up there?
She at the apartment?
Why is anyone there? Do they say like a time in a minute? And they go, right, okay, that's just happened, and then they've got a 10-second response. Like they can get there that quick whenever he is in the city.
Normal police are there.
Yeah.
I don't really know how that worked out, unless like, you know, this policeman has a fucking panic button.
And she doesn't know. I'm pretty sure she doesn't know him, so she comes up with like a gun and everyone's fighting. So like, what does she say? She makes a joke like right away, as if they filmed this scene like later on, like when they've already made like whatever their chemistry is, if it is chemistry, like having a laugh. Like she like makes a joke to him, and it's like they probably haven't even met. Like, and she's like, she trusts him right away. It's
Looks like I got here just in time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then I think she's like putting her gun out. No, she says something like, "Should I kill them?" Or something like, and they're like unconscious on like in the staircase. No, because police don't just shoot people unconscious.
They're not worth it.
Yeah, he says something like that. Like, it's fucking mental.
So we get there, they're back in the fucking Timecop headquarters.
Yeah,
and
that's it.
Then this is meant to be our first time jump, because they're like, right, we need to go back in time and then figure out what's really going on here. So she goes into the time jump. It's meant to be some big thing. Sounds like she's having a fucking intense orgasm when they do the time jump. And
mate, it cuts to him 3 or 4 times screaming. It's like the same bit of the film. They just keep going, cut paste. It's just his face going, and then, but to begin with, he's pure like, I've done this hundreds of times, blah blah, and she's like shitting her pants, and then at the end of it, he's screaming as well. Why act pure like a big shot, and then he's like fucking screaming just as much as she's screaming?
Because he has to do it in front of the other woman. So what they get to back in the past, like, so whatever time they might be investigating.
Again, and the car's nowhere to be seen.
Car's nowhere to be seen. They've just appeared there.
Yep.
So what is it they're doing at this point? They're trying to like kind of investigate somebody else. Someone else has travelled through time.
Actually, a timestamp or something.
A timestamp. That's what they call it. Timestamp.
I like it.
Then they have to go and investigate what the fuck's going on.
Mm-hmm.
First thing she says is about how'd she like, because apparently that day is her birthday, and she says, first thing I'd want to do now is go back before my 16th birthday to warn myself to not fuck some guy. And
it's pure out, like completely out of context of the film as well.
And
like,
someone you've just
weird.
met.
Yeah, exactly. I know. It's just a weird, like, who decided to write that into the script?
They get to the little fucking factory. Because I'm going to go see that senator because they think that senator's been in charge, like trying to do something sneaky and they need proof.
But they're going in the past. Actually, they're going in the past.
And they're like, right, we'll wait here and then see the meet.
Mm-hmm.
Get there. The fucking guy goes to meet whoever it is. It's invented time travel, and
it's a chip. They just say it's like your generic 90s thing, right? With technology's chips.
Here's a floppy disk. Yeah, make me money.
Exactly, because they don't want to explain it too much. They just go, this guy's developing a chip that is then very important to time travel.
So it's the senator from the past, not the evil version of the senator.
Yeah, it's wrapping up the deal or something.
And he's like, yeah, well, I'm going to invest in your company. The guy's like, I don't know. I don't think it's going to work out. And then it just comes through the new evil senator from the future. New improved, sexy, sleeker senator. And then he comes in.
By the way, when both of them are in the scene together, it's actually alright from 1994.
Yeah, you never really saw that often. I think it was like...
There's only one bit that's really bad, and it's near like the end. And I think there's like fire going on at one point. And what they've done, I don't know why the fuck they've done this. Do you think it would be like, right, you stand on the left and pretend you're talking to yourself, and then we'll do another scene, you stand on the right and pretend you're talking to yourself? They put him on the left twice because the fire is on his like one side of his face, right? And the fire, and then when you put him on the other side, the fire would be behind him. So the fire's in front of like past self, and then in future self it would be behind them. But the fire is like on in front of both, because they filmed them both on the same side, like fucking, and also they've not lined it up right, so they're not even looking at each other when they're talking to each other. He says like lose weight at one point, doesn't he? He's like lay off the fucking chocolate. The guy,
so funny. One of my favourite lines in the film.
You fat fuck.
I just make like, what was it? So the whole thing is like they're not allowed to occupy the same time and space. That's meant to be the one thing you're not allowed to do.
Yeah, and he nearly pats his belly. He nearly blows up patting his belly.
So
cease to exist.
So this boss gets like they're at that meeting thing to see what let's go back in time to when this guy was maybe getting in on time travel. And then what obviously happens is that the senator from the fucking future shows up with his fucking henchman.
Mulletman.
Mullet men.
Come, mullet men.
He's like a step above the fucking thumbs from Spy Kids. And then what was it he does? So he gets there.
He's like, don't rip up that deal, essentially.
Yeah, don't rip up that deal.
So just by chance, but his past self was already investing in time travel, but without knowing it or something.
I think it was like him getting in on the ground floor, so to speak, and then they get there, and then he's just kind of like with his wee goons, and he's
actual
just
goons.
Actual heavy goons, fuck's sake, and then Jean-Claude Van Damme pops out, go like, no, this isn't happening.
Yeah, up the top with one gun, and they've got 5 guns,
and he's just like, how do you plan on getting me all the way up there?
Which is actually thought. He says so. Jean-Claude Van Damme pulls out one gun, and they've got 5 guys with 5 guns, and they all go, "Oh, he's got one gun.
We can't outdo this.
Yeah,
he has the high ground."
Yeah. So then he makes an actual valid. I actually like this. Good, like this writing. He says, "How are you going to keep the gun on me the whole time? Down here, right?" Which is a total good. Like it's a good point. It's a valid reason. So then that's when the woman, the inexperienced rookie turns up and puts a gun to his head, and he's like, right, okay, that solved that. But it was actually a good wee bit. And then is that the bit where she double crosses?
So she goes.
Spoiler.
Double crosses. This is
the
what a double crisscross.
He's not got many good luck with his fucking his partners.
Female partners. Jean-Claude Van Damme's like, right, that's it. You're fucked. It's over now. And then
just points in his face. You're fucked.
You are fucked there. But then he just goes like, the bad guy's like, I'm not too sure about that. And then the woman just goes, I'm getting my vote in early.
Yeah, it makes no sense to the scene.
And it's like, what's the context? You've not like, this isn't been set for you.
Politics.
Like, you're inserting this. But then the bad guy obviously starts to go on his little fucking monologue of like...
Yeah, we've not actually said he's the main point of this whole story is so a senator, so a man who's always in a already on a very high position in politics can get slightly more money. Instead of just getting the money and by, I don't know, illegal ways anyway, he uses the most complex time travel to get more money to fund a campaign instead of going back and rigging an election.
Do you know what I mean? Complex, just traceable.
Yeah, exactly.
Version of like just, oh god.
The plan's so bad. I'm choking at it.
It's killing me.
I'm choking on the plant hose. And so you can get money to fund his campaign to become president. Like, what a narrow-minded fucking idea or plot.
That is like the worst view, the most warped view of global economics. He sits and says to him, his plan is to make himself the richest president so that no one can tell him what to do.
Say no or something like that, he says, like no one can say no to me again or some shit. That's like Trump now, isn't it?
Oh, it's like some little fucking nerd that basically just got pure rejected by everybody. And now he's like, and now he's in his 50s, and now it's time that he can like...
It's time.
He can redeem himself from all the wrongs. And then what his concluding statement is, make the top 10% richer, and then the other 90% can have a better life and move to Mexico.
I know, what the fuck was that? He wants to make it like the 80s, he says. I want to make it just like the 80s. The 10% get richer and the rest fuck off to Mexico.
Oh, it's just like, wait, so what, the 10%?
Is that what happened in the 80s?
It's just only rich people and that's the way it's going to be forever.
The whole America. So she's like, fucking, I'm a traitor. But then I don't know, how does Jean-Claude Van Damme kick it off? I'm trying to fucking remember.
What, as in like how he gets out of it?
Yeah, like how did they start?
It gets to that bit, the bad guy introduces himself to his past self.
Yeah.
And then this guy just kind of accepts like this kind of character arc of himself being a dick, like, as if like, because
why does his past self look quite nice?
Oh, his past self meant to be all innocent, and then like naive is probably the thing they're trying to get.
But it's only is this point? Is it 10 years? I don't even know if it's 10 years at this point. Like,
no, this is meant to be before. This is meant to be like way before even his fucking John's wife has been murdered.
Oh right, so it is a long time.
This is meant to be before.
But they don't even look like, so that what, they're going to be 20 years apart and they don't look any different.
It's meant to be like, what, 10 years, but there's no difference between them.
Yeah, they don't look any
different.
He's obviously at least change his hair. Yeah, exactly.
And what was it they do? Jean-Claude fucking got 2 henchmen at either arm.
You're right, there you go.
And then, like, obviously they've both got fucking, like, earrings in and, like, leather hats and whatever on.
And mullets.
And mullets, of course. He basically bodily froze one of the henchmen.
I've got this written down as well. Throws a guy over his shoulder with only his forearm. A full body, like 14
a guy
stone.
taller than him. And then fucking...
With just his forearm.
Throws him at the fucking bad guy.
By a distance.
Into the boss, and then obviously that makes everybody else freak out to the point that they just can't handle it. So he starts fighting. He fights the other guy, and the way they make it out, it's that you can just do the hardest thing. Like, he gets a fucking monkey wrench, like something that's easily about 20 kilo.
He kills that guy.
That would have shattered his jaw. His teeth would have been everywhere.
He'd be fucking dead.
But that's what he does. Like,
it's like a massive wrench. It's like the size of his whole.
It's like a 2-armed wrench.
So he hits like, I think is that the guy who throws over his arm?
No. That's the other guy that was holding him at that time. That's the second guy.
Yeah.
So he's just he takes out the guy with it. Takes out the guy with an axe.
It's like fucking 4 feet fucking long.
Breaks the guy's wrist, flips him over. Obviously, when you've been flipped, that's it. You're out of the game. You're not getting back up after getting flipped.
After a stag flip.
Smashes the other guy with the monkey wrench right in the face, and it's like, you crack somebody over the head with a gun, you'd crack their skull, and that's it over. Guy's on the ground, leans up, gets smashed in the face.
He's fucking dead.
Oh, he's dead. He's not. And if if he needs like urgent medical attention if he even survived
he's caved his whole face in.
So then we get to, he runs away from the first two henchmen because everybody else has lost sight of him.
Yep.
And one henchman's coming after him, but he just insists on wearing fucking sunglasses inside.
Amazing.
While looking for somebody. He's in a dark industrial kind of like complex, and he's like, right, I'm going to keep these shades on because we don't know who's watching.
Yeah,
and then like as fucking John's like running through, he just
keep calling him John.
His name's John. Fuck off, Mac Power. Whatever.
No, but like you call him like John as in like John Smith. John. Like is Jean in it? Like Jean. I know, but it's hard to keep saying that. Sorry, carry on.
It's like the past version
yeah.
of the senator goes to reach for like some fucking gun.
Yeah.
And then Jean just fucking backheels him in the face.
Yeah.
And it creates this cut.
It's like an actual football backheel as well.
It's like a shitty little backheel.
It's so
like,
weird. Like it doesn't fit.
It would barely do it into a flyaway football.
Yeah.
And then he kicks him.
Yeah.
And in the future version of the centre, a line appears in his face.
Yeah, he gets a scar.
As though he's going to have like this long scar ever since.
Yeah.
And then
the effect again is actually alright.
That's actually not too bad for 1994. To be honest with you.
It's actually decent. This might be the most ridiculous part in the fucking film. So, Jean-Claude Van Damme is getting shot. So he's beat up the two guys. He's getting shot from above off of somebody, right? And he's in. It's kind of like a chemical warehouse, a wee bit, right? And he's surrounded by barrels of chemical waste that have, you know, your classic hazard fucking shit on it, right? Which, you know, if probably gets shot at, fucking blows up, right? There's already fires going on in the background, and Jean-Claude Van Damme thinks it's a great idea if, I'm getting shot, I'll jump behind those barrels that are highly flammable, going to blow up, right? Then he's got the amazing idea to get round the forklift with two barrels on it. Then so he can get to the guy's on like an upper level, and he wants to get to the guy on the upper level. He decides, I'll use the forklift, right? Instead of getting those barrels, he uses those barrels as like
cover.
As cover. I'll hide behind these hydraulics. That's like hide behind C4. A guy shooting at me. I know what I'll do. I'll hide behind this dynamite.
I need to get behind his nuclear warhead.
Yeah, exactly. So he's behind it. The guy's shooting the barrel the whole time. Again, like instead of the guy just going like, I'll just move back a bit from the side away from the forklift that's coming towards me, and then that's when that's when Jean-Claude Van Damme gets the upper hand.
Jean-Claude, goddamn.
That's it. Yeah. So like he's behind the thing and he's shooting the barrels. He's hiding behind the barrels as it's coming up. Just get up, mate. Like just get up and go round, and then you can shoot him from the side on, and then the whole place basically blows up. The guy actually shoots the barrel at one point. The barrel starts leaking. I don't know how it's not blown up, and then
he throws the barrel down. Then the barrel blows up as soon as it hits the fire.
Yeah, so you can basically jump in the monkey swing. But this part of the movie, this CGI was really impressive, but just didn't need to be there. It's leaking.
It's like liquid nitrogen.
That's it. Liquid nitrogen.
He shot this pipe, and obviously the pipe is just constantly emitting this. And then he throws the guy into the kind of like stuff from the pipe, and the guy's like, I don't know, like half of his torso vertical is just all like
frozen ice.
And he's still screaming at him, even though clearly one of his lungs have just been fucking frozen. And his arm, and then what is it? He has like the shittest line.
Have a nice day, but I think he's trying to say ice day, but I'm pretty sure he says nice.
He actually said.
He
just said, "Have a nice day." That's it.
And he puts his whole arm and half his torso up.
It just kicks him.
Yeah, and then the guy has to obviously turn to the camera and be like,
fuck.
So he can show the effect of like his arm, and it's like so much money would have went into that, and it just doesn't have any weight because the bad guy is like not the main bad guy that's been. It's not Boy George. It's not Boy George. It's not like one of the main ones that have like killed his wife. If it was one of the ones, you'd be like, oh, that's good. Fuck that cunt.
You got the baddie.
It's just a kind of random one.
It's just a random henchman. And the thing that makes me think is just like, you know, they only had one take to do that, and then he just fucking ruined it by saying have a nice day, and then everyone's like, you know, try to make him feel good because like, you know, obviously English isn't his first language, and then like everyone's disappointed, and he turns around, smiles at the director, director's like, John, great work, John. And
thanks, Sam Raimi.
That took fucking hours to set up, and he ruined it.
And then he watches the guy, so when he follows the guy and breaks his whole half his torso and his arm off, and the guy falls off like into like I don't know, it looks like light fittings, like from
light
above.
fixtures.
Yeah, and like again, like Jean-Claude Van Damme like looks over and sees like the guy's pure like fucking electrocuted. Obviously, he's dead anyway from half his body fucking being taken off. He looks at it and kind of goes like, like why does that need to be in it? Like he kind of just kind of like shrugs his shoulders like, oh fuck, like that looked sore, like
and then, the camera, breaking the fourth wall.
Yeah, like it's fucking like one of those moments. It's like this is a comedy, man. This is like shows me a serious fucking film.
Forget what this is one of my favourite. Like this is one of my favourite lines.
It's favourite bits of this film.
Senator McComb, the bad guy, is like having a little conversation with his past self because he has to go back to the future now.
He's explaining things to him,
and he's just saying like, look, follow these instructions, right? Just follow these instructions, and then his only personal advice is, do me a favour, lay off the fucking candy bars. And just like, it's so just like, why of all the people you could just be nice to, you choose to be a dick to yourself. The past.
And he has no retort because they probably filmed the other bit first, so he just kind of goes like,
oh fuck.
Just stares at nothing because he's not looking at them because they've not lined the cameras up.
It's like he has to like make fun of himself because it's like we have to solidify how much of a fucking dick this guy really is. Jean is about to fucking take on the bad guy in like some catwalk bit, and then the woman, the betray woman,
as she'll be formerly known as,
the betray slut, just fucking like starts fighting him, and then he's just like, oh, I don't hate a woman. And then she just starts fucking
leveling him, man.
And then he's just like, I changed my mind.
I instantly
beating the shit out of him.
I instantly changed my mind because you're beating the shit out of me.
And then the woman's just like to the senator guy, don't you fucking leave me. And then the boss just immediately starts fucking shooting up. It was amazing.
They seem to have this wee button, but like, how do they need a car to go back in time? But to go back to the present, they just have like this wee fucking button.
Oh,
like like why would it not be like the same fucking thing?
And where is the car this whole time? Because they have to come back.
I know the car disappears from the present. I know it's just in space and time. It's just floating in fucking the cosmic universe.
Just
nothingness.
The TARDIS.
Yeah, exactly.
So he's he gets told by McComb, don't bother coming back because in my future you're dead. And then he obviously fucking he obviously comes back, and then like
the movie ends there.
So the future's been changed obviously at this point. He's like set things in motion with his past self, this being the bad guy.
Yep.
So immediately when he comes back, he looks out at the little time travel car that just says McComb, Data Link, and everything's just gotten sexier and sleeker and more corporate, and like even that little fucking like porn addict, the tech guy, has now become like rich. He's got a ponytail and he's now called Richard instead of Ricky. Everything's different.
So much more professional. He's wearing a suit or something. So McCombs basically went back in time, told him his future self what to do, his past self what to do, right? And then he's went back into the present and he's going to basically fuck up fucking Jean-Claude Van Damme, right? Maybe that's at the point where he finds his wife. That could be interesting, but and then it's a big loop. But anyway, they could have done that. That would have been cool. But anyway, this makes no sense. If you're starting opening a time division like it's a fucking coffee shop, if you're starting a time division, right? Surely you would have some sort of protocol where when you send an agent into the field, so back in the past, you need to make sure that everybody knows that anything happens to him, they know that who he was, he worked here and blah blah. Like they have some sort. Jean-Claude Van Damme comes back and they all don't have no idea who he is. Like he's like, we were best friends. What? And he's like, yeah, we're best friends. Blah blah. When he's talking to his boss, like that could happen every week. So you could be like going into work, you could be going into work every week, and anyone who's part of that division has went back in time and something bad's happened to them, and then they've came back. They could be at a job, like anything could happen. Do you know what I mean? They could be at a job. They could be like, no, you don't work here. You could be the enemy. You could be like Jean-Claude Van Damme could be the bad guy in that situation, just telling his boss that I know all this stuff, blah blah about you.
Just believe me.
Yeah, just believe me. Yeah, and it's like they must have some sort of like it's so terribly managed.
There's no accountability for anybody.
Yeah, it's just an absolute shambles.
We cut back to the bad guy. Fucking, he's like snacking even after telling his past self to stop eating fucking candy bars.
Yeah.
And then what?
It's a good point. He's eating in that car all the time. He's eating
always
nuts.
Just sitting eating nuts and being a dick and saying pure arsehole stuff. Like, he has nobody he likes. He's got a pure depressing life.
Yeah, that's why nobody's voting for him.
But then what is it he does? So Jean manages to fucking convince his boss that
to go back again.
He's like, look, by the way, something's went wrong here, and they're like, oh yeah, actually, when we look at the timestamps, it does seem like somebody did break the rules.
Again, like, why are they not managing this thing? They should be on that before he comes back.
Because he now owns the company, he's made it that they wouldn't have been able to do that because they're fucking idiots. And then, so...
That means that the company could change every day. So someone could take over the time television company every day.
Welcome to Timecop.
Yeah, exactly. Whoever sees fit. Fannies, man. There's a full scale pube bush on the go, so it cuts to fucking so you're like, what the fuck's going on? So basically there's just bush in this film for no fucking reason, and then you find out it's one of the guy who helps manage time travel in that office has got a VR headset on. Right, which is quite futuristic, and he's watching porn while at work. And the boss guy just like well, let's just call him fucking, what do you want to call him, the lieutenant guy or whatever you want to call it. He just comes over and slaps in the back of the head like, stop watching porn at work, you silly goose.
The time travel department's head tech guy is just watching porn in the middle of the working day.
Yeah, like is he? And then we seem to come over. Has he got a stoner? Has he not got a stoner? Like, what's the script? Does he have an actual wank, or is he just watching it?
And he's just this is sweet. Like, who's ever just sat and watched porn
and then just slapped the wrist?
I know, no, but in general, watched porn without the intention to fucking follow through.
Yeah, as if he's like on his lunch break, like like I can do whatever I want in my lunch.
It's like reading Playboys for the literature, so what? That's the time department's head tech guy.
Yeah,
and he's got all this mad cyberpunk fucking erotica picture all over his workstation. And
Jean-Claude Van Damme, they all come in, and Jean-Claude Van I can't even say his name. Jean-Claude Van Damme comes in and goes like, looks like safe sex to me.
Looks like safe sex to me.
And everyone's like, hey, you're the main character. Hey,
you're awesome. You're the most handsome guy in the department.
Yeah, he's just waiting for like the bit to say his line, no matter what their no matter what their script was. It's gonna be like, my mother died, and then he just goes, looked like same sex to me. And how can they see what he's watching? Because it's a VR headset, so there's no screen for the people who don't have the headset on. So how do they even know he's watching?
They just assume that.
Is he chugging?
They just know what that guy's up to. So, we get to that bit. The boss of Jean, the chief, is just like, right, okay, I believe you. Right, I'm gonna
because
help
you know my wife's name.
Yeah, because you know my wife puts too much salt in goulash.
Is that what he says?
That's his, your wife made me goulash every day. Yeah. Always too much salt. And then it's like, wow, I believe you now. Wow, I never thought of it that way.
She does put too much salt in it.
She is a bitch. And then what was it he does?
His plan is to get the woman who was shot, so the betrayal woman who's shot and died, who potentially is dead, to who voluntarily betrayed him, to then he's trusting her to identify McCope. She'd be like, fuck off.
She's still a bad person.
Yeah, exactly. She was like, no.
This doesn't remove anything from her.
Yeah.
So the fucking boss guy goes like, right, I'll send you back in time, but it's a 2-man job, but I'll do it all. I'll do all the manual stuff, because apparently time travel requires a lot of buttons to be pressed at different locations. And then
but the officers don't want him to do it.
The officer's like, stop, and then he's like, sit and do it. He's sitting doing it. He's running back and forth in his little waistcoat, like the fucking the fat controller. That's what he looks like about that. It's a big train track, and he's running back and forth to through terminals, and I'm like, stop, and then he just kind of goes like,
they shoot about 40 bullets, but he only gets hit by one.
I shoot him 40 times. He gets hit once apparently, and then he's just kind of like, he's reaching for the activation button, and then it's and then he leans forward. Obviously,
the soldiers are standing in a perfect line behind each other, behind the engine that could potentially go off at any point, and that's what happens. It fucking it's a jet engine that fucking shoots out fucking flames and burns both. Like, why would you be like, aye, let's stand behind this? Why don't we? Here's an idea. Why don't we stand maybe two yards just to the left, just in case this thing starts to go off.
I mean, we are trained soldiers.
Yeah, we need to shoot this guy now.
No, because there's no time.
You're overthinking it. And then he goes in the car again that puts him back to the past.
Goes in his time travel car.
Also, sorry, see the time travel? See this wall? So it's like a train track, and it's like this kind of like car train kind of thing on a train track, and then there's a wall at the end of it. Mm-hmm. Like, see when they're testing this thing out, maybe not put a wall in case you've not done it right, do you know what I mean? Yeah. Because they'll just fucking, like, it looks like you'll just crash face first and crush the whole car and kill everybody through the wall.
We can't possibly take this any further. This is as far as we're going to make this track.
This warehouse is only 20 feet long. We don't have a budget for them bigger warehouse.
If they fuck up, then you know what, those people are going to die. That's just a risk we're going to have to take. We're not. But people's lives are not worth this much money. He's strolled back into a different time zone, but of course a big fucking semi-truck's right behind him, so he has to do a burpee on some country road to avoid.
It looks like he actually does it. It looks like it's real life. It doesn't look like it's
I think they just did a good
slowly.
job. I don't think that they would have
sped it up. I don't know, he's fucking, as you said, he was while filming this, he was on 10 grams of cocaine. Maybe it was, yeah, let's fucking do it.
Guys, mate,
let's
fucking do it for it.
Oh, yeah,
you know what, let it hit me first, and then I can get used to
just
it.
Just find a random truck.
Yeah, that's one thing that people might not have known. Jean-Claude Van Damme was addicted to cocaine.
What?
One of the last people you would want to take a fucking an upper drug like that. So he manages to get back to a betrayal woman. I don't remember her name. Zero experience betrayal woman.
Yep, rookie.
To get a testimonial witness from her.
Yep. This is ridiculous. So his plan is to go and get a vial of blood.
Get a vial of blood.
With a sticker on it that could be a sticker from anything to prove that she was in that time.
Because she's a Jane Doe.
Well, this is the thing that I thought. So she comes up with the idea of going, they took my blood earlier. And it's like, oh yeah, I'll go down, I'll get that blood vial. With a sticker on it that doesn't prove that she was there.
Yeah.
Like, you can maybe get medical records and go to the medical record books 10 years in the future and then go, oh yeah, this has clearly been written 10 years ago in a pencil or whatever it is. A sticker literally could have made up like the day before and put Jane Doe. You don't even know that Jane Doe's her blood. Do you know what I mean? You would have to bring her back and do both bloods and go, yeah, these are the exact same bloods. Like, is it going to go to trial that long enough? Do you know what I mean? So then he goes in to get that blood, and he somehow comes across his wife's blood, and that's how he finds out she's pregnant. Like, how what are the chances? One, that they're at the same hospital. Two, that his wife has just been in recently, and three, that he goes to the exact same cabinet, and four, just by chance, his eye catches his wife's name.
His wife's name, and then obviously it's like the only way you could tell she was pregnant is a blood sample. Back in the 90s, that was the only way, because obviously we're back before his wife died. That's the timeline we're in. In case you didn't realise how complex and inception-ish this fucking film is. Go find his fucking wife.
Yep.
And then it finds the wife in the past. She freaks out, to which he responds.
But why does she even freak out? He just looks like he's had a different haircut.
He's got a different haircut.
That's the thing, you'd be like, oh, what do you do with your hair? She's like, who are you?
Who are you?
What do you mean, who are you? Like, you're clearly your husband, you just get a different haircut.
Yeah.
Like, you'd be like, what did you do with your hair today? Or like, I just seen you 10 minutes ago, how's your hair this long? Like, you'd just be like, are you wearing a wig? You wouldn't be like, who are you? What's going on here? Like, automatically.
You're not my man.
Yeah, exactly. Fucking shut up. Sorry. You missed the point that the fucking betrayal cop dies.
So
she dies and but she's leaning, it's typical like 90s movie, she's leaning the other way so you can't see her face that she's actually already dead. Fucking Max comes up to the bed to go like, I got the file, like we'll go back together, and he turns her over and she's like headshot, basically dead, and then the heart monitor starts to go beep, but she was dead way before that.
Aye.
So like the heart monitor, what was it then? Was it still just like,
It was waiting.
wait,
A dramatic.
ready, right, now here he comes, he's going to turn her over.
This is your one shot to be a heart. It'd be more than just a heart monitor, Stevie.
Yeah, a famous heart monitor.
But what, there's a syringe like put in her IV drip.
Oh, so it is.
And
So
then,
it is.
and
Why
then
am I saying
like,
headshot here?
some nurse comes in and is just like,
Ah,
what are you doing? And then she looks at the wee IV drip. She's like,
Yeah.
security, please, anybody. And then John's like, fucking like,
bail. Fucking bail. He clearly is in shock. You can clearly see he's in shock. Like, he's clearly not done it. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, when the nurse comes in, he's just as shocked that she's dead than he is. So you'd be like, what's going on here? And you would come over at the side. You wouldn't be like,
the nurse is like, what this guy's clearly done is got a syringe, injected whatever into the IV drip, went to the opposite side of the bed, and then stared at the person
in
who's
shock.
dead.
Oh, that did kill her.
It really worked. It really worked.
The poison works. And then he's trying to escape the hospital, and the security somehow know exactly what it looks like when they meet him on like a third or fourth floor. So she's shouting, this woman doesn't leave him alone, man. She just keeps shouting security instead of like going to help like the betrayal woman to see if they can bring her back. Be like, I don't know, fucking CPR or anything. She's like chases Jean-Claude Van Damme like down all like 3 or 4 halls, going, get him, get him. She's Karen, like, get him. And then fucking Boy George turns up. I didn't realise he's got fucking metal shin guards on for some reason.
He's got metal shin guards just in case.
Oh, that's one of my favourite bits. I forgot about that. So Jean-Claude Van Damme, instead of trying to escape, he tries to get into the elevator, and that's when he sees the bad guys have just killed her, so they've just left and they've got an elevator, and he decides the best option here is to jump out a window before looking out to see what is on the other side of the window.
I'm clearly plus 5 floors up. I'm gonna fucking bodily jump into the window
head first.
Like no problem.
And he goes in, he just somehow grabs onto like, I don't even know what you call that.
Really like, I don't know,
metal
railings are like at least 2 feet out the building.
Yeah, so he's broke his ribs on that. The thing collapses and ends up on another roof, and then he runs away like he's absolutely fine. Whereas you would be fucking again, fucking winded, dying, like. And then we end up back in the shopping mall where...
Back to the original scene.
Where there's never enough time.
So he's looking for his wife because he knows, obviously, on this day and moment, she was going to be at that shopping mall.
Yes.
Like it's all working out. So we see Boy George coming after them. And then he's just like, alright, I need to do the fucking, there's never enough timeline. And then he just goes like, right, okay, I need to tell you something. And then they're running away, running through a fucking corridor. She's like, after...
This is where she becomes like proper hysterical. Like it just goes from like slightly worried to like, John, like what, instead of being like right, let's stop, why we're running, she just goes, what
the fuck is going on?
What is happening? So she starts just screaming and greeting.
She starts to freak out, and then like she starts to freak out 10 minutes after talking to this guy. And
she can't even like stand up. She's like pure like falling to the floor and all that, like that kind of like as if she's been told that, I don't know, like her dad's fucking died, or she's lost her Wayne's died, and Boy George is fucking looking for them.
He's like coming through with his metal fucking shin guards, his shit belt, and then he just
hide in that closet.
They hide in a closet, and then like, his way to convince her is to go like, what is it he says?
He said, I'm like,
I love you, believe me.
Yeah, I know. And then he says like, it's me from 10 years from now, and then for no reason but for fucking the fucking audience, she goes like, how am I in the future? And he's like, yeah, fine.
All you care about is yourself.
Yeah, I know, you bitch. Slaps her. And then she just randomly somehow guesses. She goes, am I dead? And it's like, he's like, no. Why would you say that?
Why would you even?
Yeah, but why would she say that? Like, why would you be like, she's 30 years old. Why would you be like, I'm dead in 10 years' time because you're acting weird? You wouldn't think that at all.
Like, do you have a photo of us? And he's like, no. And he's like, right, well, I'm clearly dead then.
Like, why would you? Again, if you were alive, why would you carry a photo? Who does anyone carry a photo like of their wife just all about them at all times?
I think I was thinking here as well. She has more of a freak out than him, and he's the one that's not seen her in 10 years.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And then and then she's the one.
He doesn't have like that pure pause moment of like, oh, that's my wife. I'm not seeing
like
her so
no
long.
emotional response to like the whole thing. He's just like,
and that's like his whole thing about the whole movie. That's him carrying that grudge though. Like, because you remember he's sitting in the house just watching. There's like a home recording of them making something, and then Jean-Claude Van Damme is talking over the home recording to show the audience that he watches this video every day.
Yeah,
and he's like,
yeah.
I'll make it together, blah, blah, blah.
We're making
so
all
much
of our
fun.
lives together.
But there's not enough time.
It's not enough time to get enough coke. Cuts to the fucking bad senator again. So he has this line, and it's just amazing. It just goes like,
oh, this is it. Yeah,
you ever been the president's limo?
Yeah.
She's this, hot
It's so unnecessary.
no, sir. And he goes, I'll keep in touch. And then he mutters under his breath, I'll send you a photo. And it's like, who is that? Who is that joke for?
I know. And what does that scene? What does that set? What does that scene set?
I think it's just like we just need to be reminded that this
he's
guy's a dick. This guy's a dickhead, and like we shouldn't like him. It's like, you should keep in touch. And then he faces away for it and walks away. I'll send you a photograph of it. And
you
it's just
stupid whore.
like
you fat bitch.
It's like she's your employee.
I know.
What are you
She's
getting?
clearly like his secretary or something.
Yeah.
Like obviously she would go with you if you went into the presidency.
Aye.
But apparently not because he hates her for some.
And he hates
odd
everybody
reason.
because he just loves money and that's it.
Money.
I am Jacob Rees-Mogg.
Yeah. I feel like it jumps. I feel like it just goes, right, we need to wrap this up. Let's just get to the house and get to the bit. Like, I didn't feel like that was going to be the ending. I didn't think the house at the very start, the big massive fucking 5-bedroom house,
I know.
guys on like fucking 20 grand a year.
Are there him back again by Bilbo Baggins?
Yeah. I didn't think that would be the ending of the film. Like, I feel like, this is going to go towards, he'll be the election, like he'll be doing the election campaign or something like that, and then it gets exposed there or something like that, or he becomes president and then it's exposed that he's been going back in time or something, and then there's a big it just fucking goes straight to a house and ends in a house. Like
this isn't about time travel. This is about
about this
Jean-Claude
house
Van Damme
and he's
fucking overpriced house. That he manages to afford.
exactly.
And he's got like a fucking third mortgage on.
Yeah, it's like who went, this will be a really good I think we should go back to the house. That's the best scene for the ending of this film. Is it, mate?
He says to his wife, tell my past self not to go downstairs. Whatever happens, as though he's going to fucking take care of everything.
I know, exactly.
And so he's like, and then all of a sudden, right, so we're getting back to the house, and then Jean-Claude Van Damme's just fucking sitting in the bottom floor while clearly his past self and his wife have shagged and everything. And he's just sat in
I'll knock up a tea. Went
Well,
on the
with
Boy
past,
George to turn up.
well, with past self fucks his wife's brains out.
It's like, nice, give it to her.
Yeah.
Do it, man.
Give her one from me. The bad guys have like shown up. They're doing their whole thing and trying to break into the house, and then fucking future version of John shows up, starts fighting all of them.
That goes on for quite a while. In the house, out the house.
In the house, out the house.
At one point, it looks like they're in like nearly in a fucking cornfield.
Yeah, like because it's dark, you don't know where this house is. It's just the house itself all the time. There's never a surrounding area of the house.
I know.
And then like.
It's not on a street.
Aye, because he runs away and then he runs just through grass, and it's like constant grassland.
At one point, it kind of looks like there's like an outhouse shed bit that gives you the impression it's miles away from the house, but it literally could just be the back garden.
Yeah.
But you can't. There's just because everything's so zoomed in and dark and raining, you can't. Again, that's the rain. That's the rain.
Anything that was going on because the whole fight scenes, it was just
so
darkness.
zoomed in, and it was so zoomed in.
It was zoomed in darkness.
His face.
So like you don't know what's going on.
That's what it said in the fucking script. Zoomed in darkness.
Zoomed in darkness scene, and it's just like where nobody can tell what the fuck's going on.
I think there's lightning as well, isn't there?
Like there's one bit of lightning, but it like does this is 90s lightning. This doesn't like illuminate shit.
Yeah.
And he tells his wife to climb up to the roof.
Oh my god, it's the best
of
scene.
the building.
It's the best scene. Like a frog trying to climb up something that's too slippy. It's just pure spread eagled in her fucking 90.
Aye.
And the thunderstorm, while lightning's coming out, and they've got a house that's on like a point as well. So like that's a bit dangerous. And she starts climbing up it, like pathetically.
To hide up here, wife.
I know. Like, go standing outside the window. Like, there's bits where they go out the window and they're just like standing, and you're like, right, just go stand out in that ledge out the window. And she's climbing up this like 60-degree tower. Like, who's. But you'd be like, Sean, that's a good idea,
mate. I think that's a bit of a fucking stupid idea, isn't it?
It's raining. I'm not gonna do that.
It's raining.
The tiles. I'll probably just die falling for the tiles.
I think you're the bad guy here, John.
You're at it. There's nobody coming in to kill me. You're at it. It's a prank.
While she's while she's doing that, past Jean-Claude is just sitting in the rafters, waiting on the bad guy to come out to the window. He just fucking kicks the bad guy in the back of the head. Bad guy's unfazed by this, and then they start having a dark fight scene where there's absolutely no light.
It's nearly black and white. It's all it could easily be black and white, and you wouldn't even notice it's turned to black and white. It's so dark.
It's like they're punching, bits of light are coming up, so you see him punch him once.
Slightly,
throws the guy out the fucking window. He's like, right.
It's in tatters now, the window's just falling. Because so many people have been thrown out this one
window.
She's left the window, he's looked out the window. I think he smashed 2 people through that one window.
It's like half glazing, that's what it is.
I can't through that one too. So, the fucking, because I can afford the big house, but you can afford the fucking double glaze.
That's where all the money goes into these big houses, the window, the double glazing.
He goes right in it, by the way.
Aye.
Did you notice as well that throughout the film, when it was showing you the house and stuff like that, there's no wallpaper and there's the house is empty. It's like they've just moved in.
It's one of those nuclear townhouses.
It's so weird. There's no wallpaper.
No character.
It's just fucking odd.
No class.
And then past self tries to climb to get to. Clearly, this is in a studio. Tries to get to his what is he climbing, a chimney now? So he's got a chimney and he's got a steeple in his house. His house is fucking.
It's nuts. It's like what architect? what nut job architect is
it? It looks like there's floors in between floors.
Yeah.
A fucking fuck knows what's going on. But there's a bad guy trying to get.
Bad guy creep around the chimney as John's trying to reassure his wife that it's gonna be alright.
And she gives a good scream.
She screams. Bad guy throws John down, and then John's holding on to a gutter.
A flimsy gutter. His whole body. Is holding on to this girl, then she decides this is my moment of fame. I'll fucking fall all the way.
she's holding on to the fucking TV antenna.
During the lightning storm.
During the lightning storm, fucking genius. And then she just goes alright, well what I'm going to do is I'm going to rock back and forth, snap this TV antenna. She goes flying. Goes sliding down the roof, hits another bit of roof, slides down, falls down onto the bit of roof those two are fighting on, then rolls off that and then becomes an extra burden for Sean to hold on to, who
already has one hand
on, and he's holding on to a fucking gutter.
He has to grab her.
Fucking
before
idiot.
Before she fucking kills herself. This guy's having a laugh about it, and then this is the bit that's in the field. So it looks like a cornfield. Again, I don't know what this location is, right? But see one of the henchmen, not Boy George, has he been out in the field the whole time?
I think he's just been following this other John.
Yeah, but he doesn't even know where he is. So does he even know if he's following him, or are they all fighting in the house and he's just in the field just going through it? I'll patrol this area.
I'll keep watch. I don't want any of that inside shit.
Yeah.
So he's like a washing basket that's been left out in the rain. And it's one of those kind of, the little pulley reel washing lines. And then he's just right, wait, I've got an idea. So what is it he does? He puts a fucking jacket on the washing line, and then he just waits. And he waits for this guy, and then he goes, "Oh God, look, a torso silhouette! Better fucking blast this thing!" And then he shoots it, and then George just says some stupid line "Oh, nice to see you," and then just fucking punches.
Have a nice day.
That's what he did. He just keeps saying "Have a nice day."
I love the fact that what was it? It's actually quite clever, to be fair. She was it the bad guy's gun falls and she grabs it and she decides to shoot through the floor.
She has one redeeming.
Quite good.
She has one redeeming moment where the guy's you two are meant for each other when they're hanging from that bit, and then he's just ha, fuck you, and then the wife has somehow grabbed a gun that was sitting in the gutter and just blew the guy's balls apart, the guy's just and he does his slow-mo fall down and then what is it?
He manages to like, I don't know why he didn't do this at any point. He manages to put her onto the rest of the gar so she can climb down it, and it's like, why didn't you just do that right away instead of holding on to her for fucking 40 minutes? Also the gutter is half falling off, but can take his full body weight while he climbs himself up.
Pull myself up in this gutter.
Why doesn't he go down the gutter with her?
Exactly.
Like, and then I'm pretty sure it's past self starts climbing the roof and all at one point, and then it's like, why is everyone climbing this steep route? Why are they on the roof? Why are they on the roof at all? Why is anyone on the, like, I can understand maybe putting her on the roof because it's like, right, get her out of the way so they can't get to her, because the whole point is she gets killed. Everyone just starts climbing the roof. It's really hard. It's like Takeshi's Castle or something like that. End of it, you have to get to the top to win.
Wait, and then you get that bit, the past guy. Past Sean is like climbed up to the top of the roof, maybe get a better vantage point. I don't know.
For some reason, Boy George has already climbed the roof now as well.
He's waiting.
Everyone's on this roof,
and he's just like open wide, and he just fucking blasts.
Have a nice day.
Have a nice trip.
And again, I'm gonna make sure, like, and this is another thing as well. So Boy George in the past ones had fucking shot at the very start of the film, shot him in the chest. Then later in the film we figure out, he survived that because shot him in the chest. He decides, what am I going to do this time? I'll shoot him in the chest.
I'll shoot him in the chest twice.
Again. I'm going to make sure this time, knowing full well that in the past when he shot him in the chest, he had the fucking jacket, the bulletproof vest, and he still has it on, mate. Because he's got his fucking uniform on.
It's the exact same fucking day.
It's the same guy.
You've done this before. The guy in the pulley line just fucking, like, blasts a shotgun for a jumper that was clearly looked like a guy, didn't have a head and a fucking pair of legs on it, and then George
was that a pair of trousers? It doesn't even look like a top.
And then George just comes out of the bushes and then does a twist move with the shotgun. Guy's like, oh shit, and he just fucking blasts his groin apart.
And he goes, boy, that's gotta hurt.
And it, like,
why, you just shot him in the dick?
He's so shit with his lines. It's like, you can say anything. Even do French stuff, it'd be funny.
And then he ends up back in the house, ends up fighting a person we've kind of not seen at all. And this is the future self, because he's got the fucking mullet.
So then the fucking senator shows up. Apparently this merited him coming through.
Mm-hmm. And then somehow all the bad guys are back up. Like,
so we've got 3 bad guys now.
Boy George has made it.
Boy George is still there. He's still made the cut. He's clearly the fucking survivor of the bad guys.
Like, he would have been better to, like, freeze. Like, his at the front, I mean, at least you know fucking, like, he's been a dick the whole film.
The bad senator guy, just like to solidify how much of a dick he is, he's like, I'm going to have a landslide victory when I get back to the future, like Nixon.
Yeah, it was. I've been like, what the fuck, a stupid reference.
Like, you have to just drop Nixon in because he just basically, like,
he's a president.
So,
a time bomb, which is basically what, it's just, I don't know, a device that he says has C4 in it, but I don't know what the time part of it is.
I think the whole idea is like,
he says you'll never exist.
But he's happy with killing himself, the senator's saying, because it's alright, he's already set things in motion for his past self to be rich as fuck. But then the whole idea is that you'll still die.
Yeah, I know.
You're an alternate version
exactly, yourself is going to die.
It solidifies the thing that the cunt's so fucking stupid that he can't even realise when he's committing suicide.
Yeah, exactly.
So then we've got...
But the time bomb makes no sense. But the time bomb makes no sense.
No,
like, he didn't even try to explain it.
None of it makes sense time-wise.
Also, why does his gun get a flashlight on it? Like,
all
like
the guns have flashlights on them.
Oh my god, the flashlight's bigger than the gun.
Exactly, it weighs more than the gun.
Yeah, exactly.
That isn't even like a gun flashlight, that's just an actual flashlight, just fucking like on a bracket, like on the gun. So at this point we've got, like, past Jean-Claude Van Damme,
who's
like,
alive,
showed up, and then he's still clueless to time travel or anything.
Like,
so then Boy George fucking grabs like the future one, and then smashes him about.
Kind of unconscious.
So he uses this to distract the past tense Jean-Claude Van Damme, holding him up like it's a fucking like bright light, and he's just like, right, he's distracted now. He throws Jean-Claude Van Damme's future self to the side, and then just smashes through a window.
Like, face first at a window though. Everyone seems to like just want to jump through windows constantly
and not be faced.
Yeah, exactly, because like, see the bit where he does, Boy George decides to go through this window, his face is going right into the wood, Like his face goes. His face is like perfect. His nose is like perfectly going straight. Not even in the glass bit, the window that would smash. It's the fucking solid bit. His
lips have been
like plywood going across.
And he just
you would just fucking break your fucking nose.
This is no problem with my metal shin guards.
Just heatbutts. So then he's fighting with his past self.
Oh no, wait! But one of the guys got shot in the head by past John.
So he did. So you got McComb and his wife. Have they just fucked off? Like why are they not? Why are they not watching?
His wife just run upstairs.
just leave future self unconscious to get up and get a gun.
So he's leaving. He's like, right,
let's give him a chance.
Yeah. So future self helps out past self, but past self just fucking passes out.
Yeah.
Because he's fucking useless and from the past.
Yeah.
So why don't you sleep in that? That's what the bad guy says to him. Yeah. I don't understand if that's meant to be menacing.
That's what he said in the very start of the film, but again, it made no sense.
Oh,
like, because they weren't giving him an option or anything. Like, it wasn't like, why you sleep on? Like, sleep on what?
Why you sleep on it?
They've not offered him like money to like bribe him. Why you sleep on it? What are you talking about?
It's just all these lines out of context or taken from other films. I know. Put into this.
It's like maybe if you swapped them all about, they would make sense. They were in the script at the wrong.
This is a mix and match of fucking script play.
Again, they've only got one camera, so Jean-Claude Van Damme's outside, and you need to make sure that the wife gets to the window again.
Wife gets to the window, gets on their centre holding on her.
Yeah.
As opposed to the four men at the start.
Yeah, he's dealt with them, and surprisingly, he doesn't kick much in these scenes.
See one line I loved that the senator said to him. He goes, he goes like that. He shows up as his wife hostage. And he's just like that. I'm a Harvard-educated visionary who deserves to run the world. Yeah. And then he goes like that to John. You're just a fucking idiot who's fancy kicking. Would only get him in Broadway shows.
Yeah, which totally seems so personal to Jean-Claude Van Damme. Like the actor, not the... Yeah, it seems way too close to the fucking... the Bowen, doesn't it?
It's like that, then it's dropped all character play.
Yeah.
It's like, you're a fucking loser, John.
It's always like the person writing the script was like, he's been an arsehole this whole film. I'm writing this line in just to pure fuck him. Like,
you're just a drug addict loser, John. That's all you'll ever be.
Yeah. It's so brutal. I love that bit, to be honest. And then he has his hands on his belt and he just like
changes
flinches
like
his finger.
4 digits to 3 digits and then 2 digits like that are tucked into his pocket.
Aye, she's like, what? And but somehow she knows, hit him in the balls.
That must mean go for the balls. And then at this point, that future senator has managed to... that future senator's past self has been somehow told by Jean-Claude Van Damme to show up at this random house in the middle of a fucking field, apparently. And the past self just thought, you know what, I'm going to show up there. Totally fucks up.
In the middle of the night, you'd be like, fuck off, and put the phone
even though the guy's clearly heard gunshots as he's coming up to the house. But it's like, that's fine. And then it just ends up showing up, and then the senator's like, fuck.
Coming upstairs, lets himself into the room.
Yeah.
He's probably walked past about 2 dead bodies.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He's not decided to go outside and phone the police. Like,
this must all be... this is fine. So then then Jean-Claude Van Damme hits out of the line. The same space can't occupy the same time and space. And then fucking throws the past senator into the future one to create some of the worst CGI that will ever grace 1994.
But also, like, see when like he kicks him, so like they're going to collide and basically fucking implode, right? He kicks him, and the guy, it's like, just cut this bit a wee bit, because he's fallen for ages. Like, he's like, I'm unbalanced, whoa. And then the whole time, that's the past, and I was like, like falling back, dead fucking stupid. And then, but the whole time, the future senator's just with his hand in front with a gun, just like, I'm waiting for you to collide with me. Come on now, because he has no reference, because he's having to do it in 2 different scenes. So like, cut one of them, so at least the guy with the gun's still moving. Do you know what I mean? Or like trying to get out of the way, or then he just stands there with the gun like, oh no, this is inevitable. Do you know what I mean?
I can't do it because I'm not actually in this shot.
Yeah, and then again, the CGI, which has actually been alright the whole film, turns into something fucking weird, man. Like, what would you even call it? It's like
they turn it into like a veiny blob.
It's kind of like in the Matrix when they're like in that cocoon, when they're not been woken up yet, and they're kind of it's like that goo that they're in when they come out.
Sinew goo.
Aye, when like they're getting harvested by the machines,
no,
but terrible.
Like, just awful, and they turn it in, and it's like, right, we'll finish him off as a puddle, and then he'll evaporate.
But it's like, was that just like the default setting and some special effects thing? Because why would you be like why would space and time become a fleshy blob?
Aye, like what you just vanish. Or whatever.
Also, I've got my notes here. When she hits him in the balls, she gets shot. Before Jean-Claude Van Damme kind of ends it by pushing the senator into the centre, right? He makes a joke while his wife is on the floor, shot, bleeding. So he decides, I'll get a quick wee quip in here while my wife's just bleeding to death on the floor. He says, I'm still kicking, I must still be on Broadway or some shit. And then he kicks him. He's like, mate, your wife's dying on the floor, man. Just kick the fucking
your
guy
wife who's been dead for 10 years and you have a chance to say
I know. Is now dying again.
And you're taking advantage of this quip to be funny to a guy that's about to no longer exist.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Again, how does he prove all this? That's another fucking... And the bomb's still going to go off.
Well, he doesn't have to prove it because it's done. It's like he set things right. That's maybe the idea. You don't have to prove shit because in the future, nobody can. You only follow it if you do 10 grams of cocaine.
Every day. Well, following.
So he manages to put his wife next to his knocked out past self. And he's like, I'm the fucking good guy. That's obviously after the house pure blows up and everything. And then he's like, okay, I'm going to go back to the... oh God, it's blowing up.
When it blows up, you need to throw your head back and fall
scream
forward.
to the fucking gods.
And he falls over, flipping his wife, who is at this moment in time bleeding out because she's been shot like in the fucking... I think it was in the chest as well.
I think it was in his shoulder.
I don't know.
It looked
quite central. Like she's really fucked. And then this is the thing as well, I don't get, right? So his past self is lying down fucked, right? And his future self is the one that saved the day, obviously, right? What happens after this? What happens to his future self? Like, where does he go? At this point, does he go back to the present?
He goes back to his time,
right?
Because now he's set things right by putting his wife on top of his past body.
Right, okay. So does his memories change then?
Well, that's what's meant. Right, if you go X-Men Days of Future Past wise, it's like your brain's meant to all work out.
Right.
But then it goes back to Parker's data lake systems. He's back in the future.
He solved it for the stickers. The stickers that let us know that times have changed.
Exactly. Stickers are the only thing that can indicate that time's changed.
Yeah.
So then we get back.
But he remembers everything. So like he's still like not remembering his wife. So it's like
the office is just the same. Everything's just the same. He's the same occupation and everything. Nobody bats an eyelid.
The rookie doesn't remember him.
Aye. The boss is just kind of his boss is just kind of like, all right. And he's all right. Are you all right? You seem like you have a wee head loose. And he's like, what about McComb? He's like, huh. McComb?
Who's McComb?
McComb?
Mayor McComb?
The guy who disappeared 10 years ago? Yeah, well, I don't fucking know about him.
Why would he even know about him?
Exactly. It's like, why would a policeman know about somebody?
He just opened the paper that day and remembers it 10 years later.
I'm going to remember McComb.
Yeah.
And then he sees that rookie, and then he just makes some joke about her fucking someone when she was 16, even though she doesn't know him, and she just smiles and he goes, "Do I know you?" And he's like, I
guess not.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
And then
she just be like, "What's going on with it? Who was that cunt?"
And then she does that wee cheeky smile thing, and you're just like, what the fuck was the point in that reaction?
I know.
He just does a wisecrack.
Yeah.
As he sees her, no clue.
Mentions that guy's name, boy's name.
Mentions that the guy who fucking took her virginity's name.
Yep.
And then she's all kind of like, oh, cheeky. And then he shows up to shows up to his house, and he's in his stupid fucking future car. It looks like it's from Fallout 4.
Cardboard
and
box.
Then he shows up at his house. He's got a stupid body warmer on. Some fucking other kid with a body warmer on comes out of the house, runs towards him, and he just no reaction, no like shock. He just kind of like picks the kid up, and he just looks at the kid, and he's like, "All right, well, you're clearly my son."
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, so that means like what? This is what I mean when I say what happened to the one that tried to go to work that day. So he's went back into the future, right? So then he's birthed that son. So does that mean that This is so confusing. Past self went to work that day knowing his son went into the machine, came back, and the machine then doesn't know his son.
Now all the memories that he made with his son, and his
Yeah,
son's
God.
obviously meant to be like 10 years old.
Yeah,
The first 10 years of that
Yeah, he's
child's
about
life
14.
are now gone. Gone in that father's mind.
And he just pretends.
And then he just kind of, without a beat.
What,
just
like, what kind of day
pretend.
did you have? Like, so, like, at one point, he left to go to work.
Yeah.
Is that that's what I mean? Is that guy gone?
I think so.
That
I
guy's
think
just gone.
I think it's like that film, was that with Hugh Jackman and
It's a different one that comes back.
Hugh Jackman, Christian Bale one, The Prestige.
Yeah.
And then it's like each time.
Yeah, it's a clone now.
And it's
kills
like,
a clone.
and he goes, I'll never know if I'm going to be the one.
Yeah, and they
if
can't
I'm going to
come up.
die or whatever.
Yeah, which is a good film.
Compared
This
to
is not.
this is not a good film.
That's what I meant. I knew I'm written down for a reason. Like, that guy left to work that morning, said bye to his wife, and never came home again.
That's horrible.
Do you know what I mean?
So,
where did he go?
So, like, what was it, the last line? She just goes, I'll wait till I tell you. Then he just goes, last line, take your time. I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah, that's it.
And then it's like,
Yeah. And see the music's pure poppy. So they got like a band to make a fucking song just for the credits for this film, and it just does not fit. It's like a pure pop, like rock, like it's just ridiculous.
Like an AC/DC.
Like, it's like, I love you, girl. Yeah, I love you so much.
When I
like,
got the time.
just exactly. It's got absolutely no time references.
Canadian
as well.
casting.
Time for trivia. Fuck.
We're now in the trivia section.
Welcome to the trivia part of the show. That's made more money in Pulp Fiction, twice as much as Natural Born Killers. It made more than Ace Ventura. It made double the amount of Mighty Ducks 2. It fucking done really well. I'm pretty sure Jean-Claude Van Damme got $5 million for this film. Like, that was his fucking paycheck.
That's a fucking...
Which is mental. That's another thing. This film is based on a Dark Horse comic.
Yeah,
Series of the same
maybe.
name, which is daft. I don't know what comic it is.
Apparently they made a
Who wants
TV
to-
show.
Yeah,
after
so
this.
the TV show was made, and it's loosely based, but no characters are even mentioned in it. It's not the same characters and stuff like that. They also made a sequel, mate, which is daft. They made a sequel to this film. I think it went straight to DVD. There you go. Look.
Without Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Without Jean-Claude Van Damme, but it has somebody relatively famous in it.
Jean fucking checked himself into rehab, and apparently the director, they say, was the only guy to visit him when he was in rehab.
Yeah, I read
But
that.
he didn't really leave a lot of like time for people to visit him in rehab because he was there for 1 week. Then he just fucking checked himself out.
Which is good, because he clearly he
Aye,
recovered
He clearly
in that
beat,
time.
he beat drug addiction in record time.
Yeah. This film was used to study in universities.
What the
as a study of free will versus predestination, as in like is the future always written, basically, and you can't change it, or is there a sense of free will and parallel time universes? So apparently somewhere in America will be, because it's the only place they're studying this film like as if it's serious.
This merits academic fucking inquiry.
Yeah, exactly. Academic studies. Oh, fuck me.
I mean, that's like the country that spawned a degree in fucking Klingon and like Dothraki.
I had fucking been a Jedi as well.
What?
Have you not seen the Jedi schools now? You get Jedi schools.
They do what?
Honestly, they literally just run about with fucking lightsabers and then they graduate. There was like a viral one where a guy was graduating and he pulls out a lightsaber and throws one. He's lecturer, and they just start battling the fucking stage.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, where?
This
He's like, fucking kill me. He's paid like $2,000 for that fucking course or more.
And there's people starving, going cold.
No.
And it's just a guy that's living a fantasy of
Paid
being
$10,000
of being
to get a degree. What are you going to do with it? Like,
it's like, oh, you don't have midichlorians in your blood cells, but I have $2,000.
yes, yeah, you definitely have midichlorians.
Yes, you're strong.
Oh
with the
wait, I
Force.
can feel it. You can feel it now. While he's taking the money, I can feel it. And then it's like, I can feel only a wee bit though. And he puts down more money. I really feel it. Get it closer.
I need you to unleash more of your money power.
yeah. More of your midichlorians are coming through as the money drops onto my desk and into my pocket.
This was actually one of Jean-Claude's first films to go past $100 million.
What? Oh, so it is.
Apparently that old chewing gum thing that Jean-Claude Van Damme done.
Yeah.
Because like he was in a Japanese advert
Yeah.
for like blackberry gum.
Yeah.
And that was like
chewing gum's black.
placement,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Then he like chews it and puts it on the dash. He's like, oh, yeah.
But there's no wrapper.
There's no advertisement.
It just looks like it went, oh, in the future chewing gum is black.
I've seen that bit of chewed gum before.
Yeah. Whoa. See the VR headset where the woman's bush just
palm.
Yeah. But it's just you just can't get off that it's just a woman's bush. It's really weird. Apparently, it was supposed to be a nature documentary about beavers, right? But the crew that went off to film that got drunk on site that they were supposed to fucking film the beavers. They obviously only get paid for like 1 day of shooting. They ended up in a strip bar, and the next morning they woke up realising that they'd missed the bus to the nature reserve and had to instead film one of the dancers that had met in the club the night before. It's fucking so weird. Why would you be like, right, we can't get a nature documentary like straight, like, I know it's quite like that. Strippers. Like,
wait,
beavers?
Beaver
bush. Beaver
vagina. Beaver puss.
Yes.
We need a heavy beaver.
That's what happens when you don't 10 grams of coke. Like, what's it? Beaver? We can't get beavers. What was the next idea?
This is 90s improv at its best.
Like, conclusion. Did you like the film?
No, I don't like the film. Tell you what, I tell the reason why I don't like the film. They had the whole idea of time travel. And the two places in history we saw was some of the most boring things ever.
It didn't need a time travel film. It didn't even need to be a time travel film.
Exactly.
It
was 1930s, 1929 America when the stock crashed, and all you saw was just a rich person kill himself
for a minute,
and then fucking. What, the other one was some treasury gold getting robbed by a character that never showed up
during
ever
the
again.
Civil War.
It's like you could have went so far back.
You could have done it.
You could have done anything. You could have went anywhere. And then they've just chosen to stay in Washington the whole time. And then that's it. And then it's just like Timecop. Fucking horse shit.
Actually watching the film and saying, "Oh, is this enjoyable?" No. It's not even enjoyable. Like, I mean, the reason we decided to do this podcast is because like we really loved watching Channel 5 movies when you were Wayne's. Yeah. I don't even think when I was 12 years old I would have watched this and went, "Oh, that was cool. I like that."
No, man. I
think even 12-year-old me would have been, "This is shit."
No, I would have been searching for Judgment Day on one of the other channels. That's what I would have been doing.
Yeah, exactly. It's not even that. The fight scenes aren't even that entertaining. Again, as you said, like, it didn't even need to be a time travel film at all, because the whole premise of the bad guy's plan is just to get money, which seems pure like short-sighted when you've got the technology of time travel, and also you've just got like a security guard that loses his wife, who's the main character, and it's kind of like, why is that? Why does that tie into the main like bit of the film? It's just like, oh, he's annoying. Like, it's just basically Die Hard.
The power dynamics of characters are like so out there that one's a senator going for essentially global domination, and then the other guy's just some fucking like security policeman who just like can't like really make good improvised lines that well.
So he just likes people.
Can only talk in puns about time. So what's our shit rating? This is the conclusion of the conclusion.
I think this is pretty high, man. Like, I genuinely would say this is a good. I'd say 7 out of 10. Really good level of shit.
I'm gonna say it's an 8.
An 8 out of 10.
An 8 out of 10 for level of shit, because
really high.
It had some kind of structure to it, but it just fucking lost itself. It was gone.
It was nonsense.
It disappeared up its own arsehole.
It didn't feel like it was going to end at any point.
That was
long as fuck, man. So
that took a while.
What we calling it again? What the whose fucking idea was this anyway?
That's it. Yeah, stick with that.
For some more Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Jean-Claude Van Damme in Street Fighter.
Bye bye.